Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello to you. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the second day of the 2018 Gumball 3000, where we're currently at the checkpoint. We've just had our lunch break here at the Dolder Grand in Zurich, Switzerland. A stunning view behind me. But for this video, I'd like to talk about 8 reasons why my Mercedes-AMG GT R is the perfect car for the Gumball 3000 Supercar Rally. So let's get straight into it and take a look at what these 8 reasons are. The Gumball 3000 then, an epic adventure this year going from London to Tokyo in Japan for the 20th anniversary. Now we've been driving for a day and a half, so I've got a good feel now for what this car is like as a Gumball car. It's about endurance. We have long days, we drive 3,000 miles in just 6 days or so. Lots of Porsches, lots of Mercedes, lots of Rolls Royces, lots of Ferraris, Lamborghinis, McLarens taking part in a grid with over 100 cars. So the things that are relevant to me are being comfortable, being fast, sounding good, looking cool, being practical, having some luggage space. So let's explore which of these are the big things that stand out to me in a big way for the Gumball 3000 and answer really why there are quite a few AMG GTs that get driven on this rally. So first up, reason number 1. And that's going to be that when you're driving on the Gumball, you're surrounded by plenty of epic cars. There are loads currently in the garage. We've had our lunch checkpoint here, but you've seen the grids in my other videos. You have hypercars, classic cars, incredibly valuable cars, so it's fun to drive something that's limited, special edition, has lots of performance and looks the part. So the AMG GT R is the hardcore version of the very popular Mercedes-AMG GT. When it was launched, it set the rear-wheel drive record lap at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, only being beaten since by the Porsche GT2 RS. Of course, it's beefed up, it's wider than the base model, it has the wing at the rear, it has a more aggressive front, it has the Panamericana front grille, but this car also has been to Rentec to make it even more powerful, taking the power up from 585 up to 672 horsepower, torque from 700 Newton meters to 797. Plus, it has Rentec's downpipe, it sounds the part, I think it looks the part. To be honest, when the AMG GT came out, I always liked the idea of it. It's a supercar mixed with a Grand Tourer. Front mid-engine means it's a relaxed driving style, but this, it's a limited edition. They're special, they're hard to get hold of. It's a proper car that can blend in amongst the likes of the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, and the other incredibly special machines that are taking part in the rally. The second thing I want to talk about is the interior and practicality, so I'm coming back to that in a second. So a car like the Mercedes-Benz G500 4x4 squared might be a touch better for those purposes. Loads of room in there. As supercars go with this kind of performance, the AMG GT is very, very well prepared. So inside you have things like a good door pocket to put your cameras. Obviously you're taking them out, grabbing some pics and putting them away all of the time. You've got a decent amount of footwell space to store your bags that you might have on you at the time. You can even shove things around the seats by actually having the bucket seats. There is more room around them than you would have with the performance seats, so we can throw the route cards that we get each day down the side, water bottles, cleaning cloths, you name it. And then in the center also, big cup holders, so you can store cameras like the one I'm using right now, can live right in there, water bottles if you need to grab a drink on the road. There's a good armrest storage where we've got our toll tags for the different countries, France and Italy, and all the things we might need for the car. So everything is very accessible. You're not struggling for somewhere to put stuff like you would be if you were in, say, a Lamborghini Aventador or something that has no room at all. So for me on a rally, that's quite important, that you're not stressing about things flying around the floor, especially while you're driving, sometimes at a decent pace. Back to the outside. The third thing I'm going to put on my list is that this car is a Grand Tourer, quite literally in the name. The Mercedes-AMG GT. It's a front-engined, rear-wheel drive, angry brute. But what that means is it's quite a relaxing drive if you actually want it to be. If you put the car into comfort mode, the gearbox is really smooth, the suspension is compliant. It's a relaxing, gentle car to drive, which, let's face it, if you're spending 500 miles a day on the motorways largely to do the Gumball 3000, you kind of want that. You kind of want a car that is not uncomfortable and stressful and doesn't wear you out. If you're driving in a full mid-engine supercar, then you do get really exhausted at the end of the day. And I'm not going to lie, I'm shooting these videos each day. Being completely wiped out is the thing that I'm maximizing to avoid wherever possible. So this car mixes supercar performance with grand touring capabilities. Let's go for both reasons 4 and 5 on the inside. But while we do that, a lot of the Gumball cars are now getting ready to depart for this afternoon's adventure down towards Milan to conclude day 2. So we've got some fantastic cars, a huge variety, as you see, from the likes of the Range Rover to the Panamera to the McLaren 720S, BMW M4 behind that, M4 GTS even. You have everything that takes part in this rally, you name it. So reasons 4 and 5 on at the inside. We have some ridiculous noises of the cars departing. I'm sorry we can't see them behind the trees, but what you can see is that view, which is astonishing. Those sounds are amazing right now. Everything heading off. So back to the inside. Reason number 4, as I was saying, charging everything up. This car seems to have a particularly quick 12-volt socket. So we have a 4-way adapter in here from RAV Power. We've got a couple of devices plugged in, literally camera batteries that can charge up while we're driving, phones for both driver and passenger, and that's quite important because you need your gadgets working. You need to be able to depend on contacting other people, making sure your navigation's working, making sure your cameras are working. More cars all just driving out while we're here. So that's number 4, making sure that side of things is set up. Now for number 5, I'm going to pop open the boot right now. Open this. Loads of cars coming out. We're going to have to get on the road in a moment to catch up with everyone. Back here, the boot, or the rear hatch, is connected through to the front. So that means, for us, we have a kit bag right here with all the Shmee 150 shirts, the merch that we've been giving out to some of you guys on the grids, and we can reach it from inside. So you can reach through to your luggage. F12 Bernadetta going, 488 Spider going. This is really quite cool just to watch all the Gumball cars passing in the background. So being able to just reach through means you can grab everything. Huge benefit to making your life more easy on the roads. GT3, Bentley Continental. So yes, that's something I really like. And in general, the luggage space back here, look at how practical it is. Bags, suitcases, no problems. You can fit tons of stuff. And in fact, in the past, I've even had skis back here to go for a ski holiday with this car when I had winter tires on it. So that is a huge, huge, huge plus, having that availability in the boot of the car. For number 6, let's talk about the technology of the car, both in terms of the fun that you can have with it, but also the safety systems that are running in the background. So from the fun side, in the center console, you have the AMG 9-stage traction control, that yellow toggle in the middle, which lets you basically decide how much rear slip angle you want to have and control the amount of playfulness that the car offers you. Alongside that, you also, around the front, have the adaptive radar cruise control. So you can literally, on the motorway, set your speed, let the car do its thing, controls the distance to the vehicle in front, which just makes it, again, a more relaxing drive, more part of the GT Grand Touring characteristics. But this car has all of the things you would expect from Mercedes-Benz. Blind spot monitoring, the steering wheel that can vibrate if you start drifting over the lane and touching the white lines to either side. Things that will just keep you on the road and safer in the long run. So if it detects that there might be a front-end collision, it will brake the car in advance, tighten the seat belts on you, the pre-safe system, and all of that just backs you up. And just, I think it's a nice reassuring thing that the car has. You're not worrying too much about what might happen in the worst case scenario. Lots of 911s, like I said, that take part. GT3s, Turbo S's, you name it. There's a 918 Spider as well. But just to come back in here, for number 7, it's going to be about the noise that this car makes. So the GTR from factory, from AMG, has a titanium exhaust system. You have the central exhaust system right here, but you also have these tailpipes either side, disguised in the rear bumper under this carbon fiber shield, which protects the bumper from the heat of the exhaust. But those are effectively kind of straight through systems and make the most phenomenal sound. And then in this car, we've put a Rentec downpipe on it, which makes it sound even better. Now, I'm not going to rev it right here because we're in the grounds of this lovely, lovely hotel, but maybe we can drop in a clip of what this sounds like when we're in the cities and able to give it a bit more of a rev. Even here, though, into life, the burbles. Hey, here we are, the first checkpoint. Not exactly bad then at all, is it? And that's part of the fun, I think, for me, is being able to have a car that you guys, when we get to the grids, can enjoy and just hear those cracks and monumental sounds that come out of the back of this thing. It's part of the whole event. We're here for the passion of cars, sharing these kind of things. There's a lot of atmosphere going around, and obviously a few blips of a lovely engine like this one from AMG in a Falterback, and it really is a very, very special power plant that this car has. If we just come down here and pop it open, the 4-litre bi-turbo V8 that lurks underneath the bonnet here. Just find the catch. There we go. It's mounted quite far back, hence, as I said, the front mid-engine, and that's part of the relaxing drive. Mate that to the 7-speed double-clutch gearbox, and you can see why it offers up this driving experience, which is so perfect and at home here on the Gumball. My 8th and final reason for the AMG GT R on Gumball, if I just come through and close the bonnet for a moment, is that this is a fast car. I've driven this car on the GPS on the Autobahns in Germany at 205 miles per hour, 331 kilometers an hour, which is clearly right at home when you're on the Gumball, except right now, as I said, we are in Switzerland, which is the land where you do not want to drive too fast because the punishments and penalties are, to be honest, fairly horrific. So here, one stays exactly glued to the speed limit and nothing beyond that. So there we have it though. 8, I think, pretty solid reasons for the AMG GT R as basically one of the very best cars you could drive on the Gumball 3000. You've got storage space, you've got technology, you've got comfort, you've got practicality, you've got a relaxing drive, you've also got a very dramatic and exciting drive, you've got a comfortable seating position, basically everything about it. And then add the upgrades from Rentec, add the wrap, which was done by Dub Customs, the Solar Dub Yellow as we called it for the wrap, that is finished with our country camo, the different countries we're going on the Gumball 3000. So for example, you can see the United Kingdom, you can see France, you can see Italy down here, and you've got a bit of Japan coming up and over as well. So we designed this whole wrap to theme in the car, and there goes an AMG GTS as it happens. So it all comes together to make a car that is exactly at home. The only thing that's changed since we left London is the addition of a few stickers from some of the other Gumball teams like POG and Team Aztec. In fact, there's even a Team Aztec one on the inside of the car. They managed to get one inside. Not quite sure how they did that. A few more cars, Team Draken coming out now, the 458, followed by the Dodge. But yeah, to me, this is basically perfect. This is now my 6th Gumball, so I've done it in a few different cars, but I think this one is absolutely spot on where it should be for a Gumball 3000 car. Anyway, it is boiling here. I need to get back inside in the air conditioning because we've got another long drive this afternoon to make our way down towards Italy to Milan. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Make sure to stay tuned for all of my coverage of this year's rally from London to Tokyo. That is it for this time. I will see you again very soon. Cheers.